Swimmers, good morning to you if you're in the US. Good evening to you if you're in Australia, and good whatever to you if you're anywhere else. We are here for the 2022 Duel in the Pool taking place in Sydney, Australia. I don't know if you're watching on the live stream, if you're in the US or Australia. That intro is pretty sweet. Now they're showing some full shots of Sydney, of the pool. It looks pretty beautiful. Oh, Libby Trickett is the host. If you don't know who Libby Trickett is, go Google her. Great Sydney athlete and swimmer. Um, or sorry, great Australian swimmer rather. Pretty legendary and known for her freestyle, sprinting freestyle, and butterfly skills. Oh, Ben Dornan. What's up, man? Uh oh. Ben, I can't hear you. You got to get a better microphone, dude. JK. Um, so we're just about to kick the action off here today. I'm wondering if there are start lists for the meet, which I'm kind of thinking there might not be, um, because this is going to be such a wild west of an event, which is why we're having a live stream for it. But there's a lot of events to be swum today. We're starting with the broken 400 freestyle on the women's side. Um, so again, don't really know who's swimming that. Right now they're doing a recap of the open water 4x800 relay, which I thought was a pretty cool idea to not only incorporate open water, but to do so in more of a fan friendly way. Really interesting that it was mixed as well because the order came into play a lot. I think the US had like an 18-second head start on the last leg, but they had a woman in Australia had a man on the anchor. And so he actually ended up, the Australian man ended up catching the woman at the very end. And he outsplit her by 20 seconds. So it was a pretty close race, but yeah, Australia ended up nabbing that W. Uh, but this actually looks like a pretty cool event. Oh man, yeah, he ran her right down. But again, would be pretty cool to see something like this happen again in the future. And a cool way to kind of open the event and get some open water swimming in there as well. So we're back to Libby. Hopefully, pool swimming is going to get kicked off before too long. For some duel in the pool history, uh, if you would like to watch the competition, I'll put this in the comments. USA Swimming is live streaming it, so you can follow along there. Ooh, they've got some cool Australian views. I can't. I still can't hear you, Ben. One of the commenters is saying, as a Sydney sider, I can confirm Bondi water this time is Arctic. Oh, yeah. I guess it's winter on Australia right now. Or not summer, at least. So the action is supposed to start, well, at 4 a.m. And it's kind of we've had a little recap. We're having some action. Host Libby Trickett is talking about stuff. And now we're coming up on our first event, the women's broken 400 free. So we've got a 200 on 3 minutes and then two 100s on 2 minutes each. And the way those work is that whoever gets first in the whole thing gets 4 points. And you also get 1 point for being first on any of the 3 swims. So there's a potential of there's a potential of 7 points, I believe, for the women's broken 400. Let me confirm that. Yes, so potential of 7 points if you win the whole thing and you win each swim. And then there's all kinds of cool new rules. The double dip, that applies to the skins events. The final 2 swimmers will swim an extra 50. Double points are awarded to whoever then. There's a flag frenzy that can be played in any of the traditional races. The winner is awarded double points. You can play it on, like, I think up to a 50 into a race if you're playing it on a 100. And then a power play can be played on a relay race. It only affects the points of the team that called it. And they have to play it prior to the start of the race. If you play it and your relay wins, you get double points. And if you play it and lose it, you get half points. So I'm really just I don't know how long the session is going to be today. It seems like it could be up to 3 hours, so we could be here for a while. But there's a lot of events, a lot of skins events. I think there's 4 different skins events today. So I'm really excited to see how the teams use each of their just key players, because especially on the US side, we have some people who I think will shine in these events, but you can't swim everything. Michael Andrew being a prime example. There he is on screen. It's like, yeah, he can't swim two skins events, 2 normal events, and a relay. I'm pretty sure, all in one session. And if you think differently, let me know in the comments. They're showing some really cool footage of Sydney, of the pool. Dang, it looks cool there. All right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you, Ben.
Finally. I don't know what the issue is.
Well, it's fixed now.
Perfect.
Um, all right, Ben, how's it going?
Good. I just tuned into the live stream. I see that all the Americans are talking about what they love about Australia so far. It's kind of fun.
I saw they just had a clip of Vegemite on toast, which, if you've never had, it's interesting. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
I've never
But,
had it actually, but one time in school we had a guest
fairly,
speaker from Australia. They brought Vegemite in. I definitely didn't try any.
yeah, people think, or people seem to compare it to peanut butter, but I would not compare it. Like, I guess you put it on bread, but I would not compare it to peanut butter at all because it tastes different. But it's interesting. All right. We've got Kurt Hansen and Liesl Jones as our commentary team, although I won't be listening to much of it from Sydney. Uh, to give you a recap, the score is 8-6 right now. Eight. Australia is in the lead with 8. U.S. back with 6. That's just from the open water event yesterday. I really like the scoring system of the kind of more of a traditional 4-3-2-1 for the normal events, and then it kind of goes haywire from there. There's a lot of unique scoring opportunities, but I do like that it's not heavily favored to a winner like past dual meets.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of events where you'll see a team maybe get first and fourth, and then another team will get second and third, and in that case, it's a tie. Which I don't know. I don't know how that's going to shake out in the long run, but it's kind of interesting that even I think in ISL a lot of the time, if you saw a team win, they would probably win like single, get the first to the wall, then they would have an advantage in terms of total points. But it's interesting that even though they might get first, they might not win the event overall.
Yeah, yeah, I like that they you could tie for an event for sure in a lot of different events, but then also points wise, like you said, but then also you have just all of those different scoring opportunities with uh, power plays, double dips, flag frenzies, and then all of the weird events. Yeah, it's going to be quite the spectacle. I have to stop yawning. Um,
What event are you the most excited for?
I am really excited to see the mystery IMs. Um, I know it doesn't do any good now. I really wish this meet was short course. Long course is just seems too long for this much swimming. Especially, like, I think if you're gonna be doing a bunch of 50s, I think short course is much more conducive to that and a little more fan friendly. But with that being said, I really am really excited to see put up for mystery or random events and IMs, and who Australia puts up as well, and then the the mixed relays or the random relays. I think it'll just be really fun to see who we put up and like what event ends up getting chosen as that as well. What about you, Ben?
Well, I think for the mystery 200 IM, it's going to be really interesting if Michael Andrew races it. We'll see him swim a 200 IM where the last 50 isn't freestyle because he's always famously not held on as much as everyone else for the last 50 of a 200 IM. So I think it'll be interesting. Typically, I don't know if he's going to race it. There's a lot of events that Michael Andrew could swim, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see if Michael Andrew does a 200 IM in a different order, how close to his best time he can get, even at a meet like this where he's probably not, fully training or fully tapered for this meet, but seeing how
Yeah,
it's a different order and maybe putting that freestyle first or second, how that impacts his swim. I think that's pretty interesting.
I I wouldn't think we would see him in that event just because he'll have so many racing opportunities. I do agree it
Yeah.
would be fun, but I do know that he's coming off of a couple of surfing trips, and
Mm,
he kind of took his break before the U.S. Nationals, and then kind of also after that, and then he's using this meet as kind of a jump start to the rest of the season.
right.
So, well, I'm interested to see how he does. So we've got the mixed 400 medley relay in the water right now, and that'll be really interesting because we've got it looks like Justin Rest, Michael Andrew, Gabby Albiero, and Mallory Comerford for US, and then Mitch Larkin, Zach Stubbley Cook, Emma McKeon, and Molly O'Callahan for Australia. So on paper, it seems like the US should be out in front after the 2 men swim, and then Australia will kind of have to run down, which they probably will. The On the last 2 legs for the women's side.
Yeah. I just got to like the 75-meter mark. Where are you in the stream? Is it?
Yeah, I'm about there as well. You might be a little ahead of me, but yeah. So Justin Ress is about a body length ahead of Mitch Larkin right now, which he might be
Actually,
our best
not
leg.
Mitch Larkin. I think it's Bradley Woodward.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Brad Woodward. So
He's an
52.9 for
interesting.
Justin Ress. 50. Sorry.
It's an interesting choice to use Bradley Woodward over Mitch Larkin. He's kind of been their breaststroke for a while.
Wow. Yeah, Mitch
Actually,
hasn't looked amazing lately. Andrew rocking the mustache. Uh, so 52.9 for Justin Ress, which Justin Ress famously recently said, put me in, coach. I'm here to race. He can seemingly swim fast a lot of the time, which is really cool to see, especially from a U.S. perspective. Michael
Yeah.
Andrews doing his thing. He's putting some distance between him and Zach Stubbley Cook, which is great because I think the U.S. women might need it on the back end. Uh, oh God, Michael's starting to tighten up a little, but still got a great lead for the U.S. women. So Gabby Albiero is in the pool now. 151.5 to 153.6. So nearly 2 seconds ahead going into these last 2 legs. So
But
now Emma McKeon, yeah, Emma McKeon is tasked with running down Gabby. So she's fresh off her Italian vacation with Cody Simpson, and so I'm interested to see how she performs not only here but kind of throughout this meet. I'm guessing she might kind of take a while to get into the meet, but be pretty good by the end of it. Gabby Albiero is holding her own.
she really
Uh,
is.
it's pretty impressive. She's still got about a body length, but Emma McKeon really using that back end.
Yeah,
And
she's
then we will
really,
see.
really closed that gap.
Ooh. Okay, so now we've only got a 0.7 second lead heading into this last freestyle leg. And Mallory Comerford is going up against world champion Molly O'Callahan. And Molly is known for that back
Famously
end.
very strong on relays. Sorry, we just said two positive things about two different people. Mallory Comerford, I feel like, has come in clutch on a lot of relays, so it'll be interesting to see if she can hold off MOC.
Yeah, I think Molly has already about pulled even. And again, she's known for that second 50. So, ooh, yeah, we see Molly pulling ahead of Mallory now. Oh, Comerford's making a good push for it, but I think it's going to be Australia, and it will be. Molly uses that patented second 50, and you know what? So Australia wins by about a little over half a second. But yeah, that was a good relay. That was a great way to start off this event as a whole. Um, that was a great battle, and I think both teams kind of put up their best legs, their best foot forward. So that puts Australia into a bit more of a lead. Again, I like this scoring system because it's 16-12. So the U.S. is definitely very much in it. Obviously, we've only had 2 events, and we have a lot more swimming to go. But they've lost 2 events and are only 4 points behind. So there's no huge advantage for winning.
And I think it's smart to put the broken 400 next, because that is kind of the highest point potential out of any of the events, because every time someone finishes first, they get a bonus point. So it could be an opportunity for the U.S. to pull ahead. It'll be interesting to see what the matchup is like. No Titmus to swim for Australia, so that's a good sign for the U.S.
Agreed. So yeah, we I don't think there are start lists, but in our preview we did talk about how for the U.S. it does not look as strong as Australia, but Bella Sims could be a really good option for us, who has speed and has endurance. And then for Australia, Lainey Pallister, Kia Melverton, Leah Neal, and Maddie Wilson all kind of have the potential to swim this race and swim it pretty well. And so,
Pallister is still repping my draft team from World Championships, so I have to cheer for him.
are you able to whoops? Are you able to talk any louder, Ben?
Yeah, definitely.
Or turn up the volume on your mic. Sorry, I missed the last thing you said.
I said Lanny Pallister is still a member of my 2022 World Championships draft team, so I'll have to cheer for her here.
Still on the team.
Yeah. Matt State's showing up in this meet?
We should have done a draft for this meet. I don't really know how that would have worked, but
I was thinking about that, but
half Australia. So the winning Aussie team getting interviewed. Man, if we're gonna have this much time between a lot of the events, this session could be like 4 hours.
Yeah. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Today is my dad's birthday, so I have to go celebrate that after this. But swimming comes first.
Nice. I'm glad you could make the trip up.
Still really good. They're going to do a full recap of. Oh, they are doing a full recap of that. Yeah, this seems to be not as ISL in the turnaround time. It's like second.
Yeah, I will say, like, ISL was always pretty quick about going for event, but yeah, they're doing a full relay recap after having just interviewed the winning relay team. So they're really taking their time with this one. We're 25 minutes into the session and we've had one event of like, I don't know, 15. They're showing numbers right now on the screen and I don't know what they are.
21-23.
And US's number was 2182, maybe. They're doing a deep dive on what the broken events are. I don't know how deep of a dive you need for that, but all right.
So I was interested in how they're doing the broken events, because whenever we used to do broken events in swim practices, I find that instead of being on a time, so you do a 200 on 3 minutes, we always did it so that you do a 200 and then you have like 45 seconds rest, or you have 1 minute rest. So then it's not that everyone pushes off at the same time every time, it's that you swim, and then if you touch first on the first leg, you get to start. This is stopped for the same amount of time. Whereas this way, if someone finishes the first leg first, then they're going to have a little bit more rest than the other people, because everyone pushes off at the same time for the second leg. But I don't know. I kind of think it's more exciting when you have a certain amount of rest, because then if you finish first, then you stay ahead, and then someone else has to try to catch you. Whereas this is kind of just three different races, similar to a skins race. It's kind of just three races.
I think that would be a lot more involved for the officials and or timing system. Uh, but also, I do like this way because it incentivizes both, or I guess it gives leeway to both methods. Like you can go out fast and get points ahead, but then if you die off at the end, um, then that's what's going to happen. But then if you kind of lurk back and then are a strong back half swimmer, you can still pick up points at the end. And so it kind of, I think there's benefits to both strategies. And it also makes it more exciting because everyone's going to push off at the same time. And I don't feel like it would be as fan friendly if someone went out super fast and then they were incentivized, like the format lent itself to them holding a lead over everyone else. But I don't feel like this has ever been used in competition, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like there's 6 people competing, which I thought there was 4.
I did too. Again, we don't have start lists, so
but I'm assuming that 5th and 6th place score 0 points, and just the top 4 that score.
They just said it, but I am not sure about that one. So Bella Sims flips first. She is way of everyone else, 27-1. No one else was under 28 seconds the first 50. So we've got Lainey Pallister, Leah Neal, and someone Lee for Australia. We've got Taylor Matthew, Justina Kozan, and Bella Sims for the US. Bella is just putting it out there. She's almost 2 body lengths ahead of anyone else at this point. She flips at 56.8. Lanny Pallister is way over on the other side of the pool at 58.0. So, dude, she is dominating. And we've seen Bella Sims again. She has speed and she has endurance. So we know she can bring it home. But she's having a good little swim here. Unfortunately for the U.S., Australia is in 2, 3, and 4 right now. But 127.5 for Bella Sims, 129.1 for Lainey Pallister in second.
Looks like
so
Sims is definitely going for that bonus point.
Say that again.
Looks like Bella Sims is definitely going to get that first bonus point at least for the U.S.
Yeah. So we're getting at least one.
Yeah.
158.3 for Bella Sims.
That's pretty solid if she's thinking of conserving a bit of energy. 158 to start off. Like it.
Yeah, I feel doable. So Lainey Pallister immediately exits the pool. Bella Sims kind of doing some backstroke. So again, this is on 3 minutes. So everyone's kind of doing their own thing in terms of getting a little warm down in, getting some movement, getting the lactic acid out. And they've got the timer, so there's 30 seconds left, and you do have to be outside of the water on the blocks for when the next 100 starts.
So who are the other 2 Americans competing? I didn't.
Taylor Matthew and Justina Kozan. So Justina Kozan, really fast age group swimmer, going to UFC in the fall. Taylor Matthew, I think swims for Florida. All right, next 100 about to start. So will be really interesting to see how this goes, just because we know that everyone's kind of tired.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anyone. a little bit more even
from the
now.
a little bit more even from the get-go. Looks like Leah Neal's got some speed, which, I mean, she's been swimming on Australian relays for a long, long time, and Bella Sims is kind of right there with her. They're both out in 27 mid, 27.5 for Neal, 27.6 for Sims. But yeah, a lot more even there. Bella Sims now trying to make a push to get ahead of Leah. They're pretty even. Oh, but
Oh, who's
Lanny
that?
Pallister,
Yeah, Lanny.
I think she's going to get this. And it is Lanny Pallister, 57.20. Leah Neal, 57.3. Bella in third, so 57.5. So, yeah, Pallister had a sensational last 25 meters. And again, this 100's on 2 minutes. So we've got 40 seconds now. Dang, this is intense.
Yeah. So I guess at the end they'll show us the add-ups. Is that how it'll work? And they'll rank the add-ups up for the 3 legs.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. We see Dave Salo coaching Bella Sims on the sideline. We saw Katie Robinson coaching someone else from the sideline for US as well. I don't know who the Australian coaches are. So everyone's back up on the blocks. 3 seconds till start time. All right. Well, they're not like exactly exact with that interval, but I guess what can we expect? All right. 100 number 3. So again, Bella and Leah looking great off the start. So Bella's looking to take a little more control on this 100. But Lee in lane 4 is kind of right there on her hip, as well as Leah Neal.
Oh, good start. Good turn from Bella Sims there.
28.0 for Bella. And that was fastest by a few tenths. So now the Aussies are kind of gaining. Oh, Bella's losing steam. And you can see Lee up there. Laney is also making a strong push, but it's going to be Lee for Australia on this final 100.
Karina Lee.
She got it at 57.6.
That's interesting. I wasn't expecting to see 3 different people win each leg. I kind of imagined that one person would be dominant, but I guess those top 4 were pretty even throughout the whole thing. So it's interesting to see 3 different people get those bonuses.
Yeah, and I think also that's kind of the advantage of this format of having that interval is that kind of different people deal with that lactic acid differently.
Yeah. Great. I'm interested to see who won. Who do you think won? Because I guess we still don't really know who actually had the fastest time.
We still don't actually know who had the fastest time. I'm thinking Bella, just because she had the fastest 200 by a bit, and I think she was close enough to the rest of them where that will carry her. But I guess we're still waiting to see exactly what the scores are on that. Still not showing yet. There's
I think we just got a peek of the people getting ready for the next race. It looked like Michael Andrew was getting ready to race again, but I don't know if that was live. Did you see that? Some people sitting down.
Yeah. So it looked like a ready room. The men's 100 fly was the next event. It would be fun to be on deck here just because I'm sure there's a lot of action and a lot going on for those coaches.
Yeah.
All right, we have women's distance swimmers hugging. Still don't have a scoring update on what the deal is with that one. But yeah, next up is the men's 100 fly, which we saw a shot of David Curtis and Michael Andrew in the ready room, so it could be interesting.
We should exchange how many races Michael Andrew swims today.
We should have a count tracker throughout the day, because he could very well potentially be in 6 or 7 events, which I hope that's not the case, but he could be. There's Aaron Pearsall, who is also on Team USA.
I didn't realize Michael Andrew had a mustache right now. Yeah, still no scores. I'm curious what happened.
Yeah, we're still waiting on this. Now we're just seeing shots of the crowd. Man, they
now
really are taking
moving
their
on
time.
to the 100 fly. It looks like the athletes are coming out now. Sean Champion from
Okay,
Australia.
so we have a scoring update though. It's 21-20 Australia v US. So somehow the US got 8 points from that event, and Australia got 5. So we did well.
Yeah.
Go US. Good for us. All right, so yeah, we've got butterflies marching out now. Sean Champion, Cody Simpson, Matt Temple for Australia. We've got Trenton Julian, Michael Andrew, Shane Casas. Sorry, maybe not Michael Andrew, but Shane Casas and Trenton Julian. They had Tyler Matthew as the third butterflyer, but I don't think she'll be competing in this event.
That would be a quick turnaround.
That would be quick turnaround indeed. So we've got Shane on the blocks though.
Have they only entered
two? US only has 2, it looks like.
Oh.
So we've got Shane and we've got Trenton Julian, which, you know, I don't hate the strategy. Those are 2 really strong butterflyers. Shane has proven he can swim fast anytime. Trenton has been on the rise in butterfly, and so you know what? If we can only score 2 swimmers anyway, so I like it. So Shane 23.66 out. I like that. He's going for it. Honestly, I think it's anyone's race at this point, though. Shane still looks strong, but we've got Champion is honestly making a push down in lane 2, but I think it's going to be Shane. Whew, 50.8. Oh my God. I think everyone went, there were a lot of 51s in there. I don't know if anyone went 52 seconds. They flashed the time super quickly, but 50.8 for Shane for the win, which coming off of a travel to Australia, that is some pretty serious heat. He's coming off of a 50.4 swim in at the U.S. Nationals. So I
It looks
think we
like
had
they used a flag frenzy, which means that Shane Cossa's winning. He gets double points, so he just got 8 points for that win instead of 4.
so as you said, double points. So 8-3-2-1. Trenton Julian was fourth. So 31-24 U.S. leading now. So that was a huge pickup for us. I'm impressed that they used a flag frenzy on that one just because it looked Shane was out really fast, and it looked like he might have. There was potential for him to get caught, but he didn't. And way to go, Team USA staff.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're. I wonder how they're adjusting to having just random new rules that have never occurred in swimming before, like flag frenzy, double dip, broken 400s. I wonder how much time both staffs spent like learning the rules and actually understanding when best to use them. I mean, it looks
Yeah,
like the USA is doing well so far.
I think Dave Salo it benefits from the experience he has from being an ISL coach here. He's kind of he's had to um, kind of make these on the fly decisions before, and I think we famously saw that work to his unbenefit in the ISL draft, but ultimately I think that experience, and he's been on a lot of different teams, and I think that's probably helping him here now. Um, and I gotta say, it sounds like it would be kind of fun to be on this coaching staff, just because there are so many new rules, and that would lend to so many different fun possibilities. So mixed 4x50 para freestyle relay. So each team, if you didn't know, has four para athletes, two male, two female. And so now we get to see all of them on display here in a mixed freestyle relay. So again, this is something that we don't normally see. We've never really seen in the past, but will be really interesting to see how this goes. So we just saw Mackenzie Cohen and Lizzie Smith march out for the U.S. Which, fun fact, I swam with Lizzie Smith in Austin. She used to train at the same pool that, well, we coached together for Western Hills Athletic Club, and then she also swam there. We coached with Ian Crocker there. So shout out to Lizzie, go Lizzie. But she is a Paralympian, Paralympic medalist. She swam at the World Championships this past summer. And so there are two of Australia's swimmers. So they've got, again, interesting. We've got two women down at this end. I guess you would call this the start end. And then Australia has a male and a female. So I would love to hear about how we decided the lineup of this.
Yeah,
Just because
I really like 4x50 relays.
There should be more of them for sure. Also, this is why I was also surprised that this is long course, because there are so many 50s and events like this that are like, oh, obviously this will be short course. But nope,
Yeah.
it is definitely long course. So Matt Levy in the pool for Australia, Mackenzie Cohen in the pool for the US. As expected, Matt Levy has a pretty big lead heading into this first 50. He touches at 29.4, and we've got Mackenzie Cohen touching at 33.3. So next up, Ashley McConnell for Australia and Noah Jaffe. Noah Jaffe. I'm not sure.
Noah Jaffe trying to close that gap.
Which he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So 59-0 is the split for Australia, and 001 is the split for the US. Ooh, Lizzie with those patented underwaters though. She looked pretty good off the start. So Ellie Colin for Australia and Lizzie Smith for the US.
Lizzie
They're
Smith.
pretty. I think Lizzie gained a little bit of ground, but honestly, that was pretty even leg.
Yeah.
So 28-9 for US, 28-4 for Australia, and then I know it's Jamal Hill for the US, and for Australia it's Will Martin. And wow, this is a good race. I think Australia is going to nab it mostly just because of that start. Will Martin had a really great reaction time, and Jamal was a little slow off the blocks. And yeah, Australia will nab it by just under 4/10 of a second.
There's been a lot of good matches, like pretty even races so far.
Yeah, so we already got the score update on that one. 37-32, US still in the lead by 5 points. But so another interesting thing. So again, Australia 8 points for the win, US 6 points for second place, which yeah, I just really love that there's not a huge difference between the winner and the second place. And so
yeah,
but that's really interesting that I would think for para events there's not too many relays, and so you kind of saw that play out with Jamal just kind of did not have that great of a reaction time, and Will Martin for Australia did, and that made all the difference in that race.
Yeah. So now we're five events in. Australia has won more events, and that's probably comes down to the fact that they did the flag frenzy, which doubled the points for the US on the 100 fly. But Australia is 3 for 3 on the relays, and the US is 2 for 2 in individual events.
Ooh. Been coming in with the numbers. So we just had that mixed relay. Next up is the 50 butterfly skins, which I gotta be honest, I don't love our chances in. So I don't love the US's chances.
Yeah. If Emma McKeon is against you in a skins event, I don't have too much faith in you.
And it doesn't matter who you are because you're not Emma McKeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're interviewing the para winners now. We're getting a recap of this relay, which again to me is funny because we just saw it.
Yeah.
And again, we're 50 minutes in, and we still have a big event schedule.
Yeah, a total of 20 events today.
10, 12. Total of 20 events. That's insane to me. It's just so many events, but I like it. It's a lot of swimming.
Someone just said in the comments that they like the inclusion of para events, and I feel like that's a big focus in Australia. I think at their trials, maybe last year, it was the first time that they had the able body and the para trials at the same meet, and that was also, we saw that at the Commonwealth Games, and I think it's becoming more common to kind of have them both run at the same meet, and I agree. I think it's more exciting that way for everybody. And especially here.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it also, you get the intermingling of athletes, you get the intermingling of cultures, because I think if you talk to any able-bodied swimmer, para swimmer, like the cultures are pretty different, and just kind of how you go about the competitions is pretty different, and so everyone just gets kind of a feel for how the other goes about, which is pretty cool. Chelsea Gubecka for Team Australia, great name. Don't know who that is though.
No.
So we'll see what Miss Gubecka can do. Gabby Albiero is up again. We just saw Linnea Mack come out for the US. We saw Emma McKeon come out for Australia.
Yeah, event
Rihanna
6 and Gabby Albiero is already up twice. So she's maybe the team's Michael Andrew. She's taking over the title.
Well, I'm guessing this will probably be a bread and butter event for her, especially because she did final at our U.S. trials in the 50 fly. She also finaled in the 100 fly this past April, and we've got Beta Nelson out there as well. So again, don't love the U.S.'s chances. That anything can happen in this race, and it is about the racing, more about the times, which does make the skins race fun.
Yeah. I wonder how much of a turnaround it is. I didn't catch that. How long they have in between legs.
I didn't either. My guess would be 2 minutes, but we'll see. We'll see how they go. So again, we've got 6 swimmers in the water right now. There's 3 rounds for the skins races. It gets knocked down to 4 and then to 2 by round. So Nelson, Throssell,
I think I just
Alvira
saw a burst of flames. Did you see that? Like a burst of flames on the side of the pool. I don't know if it was an effect or if it was okay.
All right. So U.S. has 2 through, and Australia has 2 through. Did Beta Nelson won that? Beta Nelson winning that first 50. All right. Getting some points on the board. Okay, so we see swimmers swimming back to the other end. So they have to get back to the other end. So this is a proper skins race where they have to use the. So they have a minute left. So I'm pretty sure it is 2 minutes. It could be one. I'm guessing it's 2 minutes. But within that 2 minutes, they have to swim a 50 and then get back to the other side of the pool at the start end. So that
or walk a 50. Emma McKeon seems to be walking down the.
Yeah, so I think they can get back however they want. Walk, swim, run. Maybe that's not an option because you're not supposed to run in pools. But dang, I like everything about this. This is just like totally fan friendly in terms of the spectacle that they're putting on.
Yeah, I would love to be in the building watching live.
Yeah, this would be a fun event to participate in. All right, so it is time for round 2. So they keep their original lanes, it looks like. So Emma McKeon, who's in lane 2. Yeah, so Emma McKeon's in lane 2, and then it's 5, 6, and 7 that are the other 3 that are occupied. So she's on an island out there, which I don't know if that's how they wanted it to go down, but that's how it seems to be happening, which is quite interesting. So we've got Throssell, Nelson, McKeon, Albiero. Oh, and now I think they're bringing it together. All right, so we had a little.
Would that be a bit of an advantage to have kind of your own island for Emma McKeon to be?
It seems like it would. Yeah. Which I'm wondering if the Australians did that on purpose. Probably not, but they had to have put her in lane 2 on purpose just to have that lane of clean water next to her, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Same for the U.S. putting Beta Nelson on the outside. But yeah.
But now we got Beta and Emma right next to each other.
Going head to head. So 2 Aussies,
dueling
2 U.S. in the pool. Wow, 0.63 reaction for McKeon. So she was fast off the blocks. Sorry, that was Albiero. So it looks like it's going to be Nelson and McKeon again.
Nelson looking strong.
So McKeon wins that one. Beta Nelson is second. 26-4 for McKeon, 26-5 for Beta. And Beta is swimming this one, and so is Emma. So they're both going to be down at the other side of the pool via pool, not via walking.
Skins races are always more exciting when the final round doesn't feature two people from the same team. You know, when it was always two Cali Condors in the last heat. It was always, I think it's more fun when you keep the matchups consistent, like this, having 3-3, 2-2, 1-1.
Absolutely. Yeah. Two Cali Condors, two Energy Standards, and the ISL Skins final was never that exciting.
No.
But I agree. Yeah, when we've got a true duel for this one, I think it will be exciting. I'm putting my money on Emma McKeon, but Beta Nelson has looked really great throughout this. Emma McKeon, well, I was gonna say has a few more skins under her belt, but Beta is an ISL veteran and pro. And honestly, if this was short course, I would be putting my money on Beta because her underwaters are time tested and proven. She's won more than one skins race in her career in the ISL, but I think the long course might favor Emma a little bit. But again, she's coming off that Italy trip. How much pizza and gelato did she eat during that trip, and how is that affecting her?
It's a good question.
Probably the right amount. All right, so last 50 of this first skins race is on the blocks.
My money's on Emma McKeon, I think.
I think so too, but it's been a good race so far. Beta using those underwaters to get out in front for the first 15 meters. Beta looks zippy. She's keeping her head down. She actually has a sizable lead right now, and I think she's going to take it. Emma is not looking peppy at all. So Beta actually, throttles Emma McKeon.
Almost a body length ahead, or a body length ahead.
26.9 to 28.4. So I'd say really what we saw there was Beta held form and Emma just did not.
Yeah.
But that was a surprise.
And that was Beta's second race, right?
Our first double dip.
So
that means that we are going to see an extra 50. Let me pull up the rules here. Extra 50. You can.
And I think just the winner gets points in this. Like just the winner of the extra 50 will get a bonus.
So your double dip can only be used in a skins event. If double dip is called, an extra 50 meters contested with double points awarded to the winner. One double dip can be played per day per team.
Best players. I don't think it says, but
I'm wondering if the Australia didn't play it and Emma knew about it. And so she dogged that last 50, because I'm wondering if you can only play a double dip when there's only two swimmers left, or you can play it at any time during the skins races.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. It would be cruel. I mean, Australia obviously wouldn't have played it if they saw Emma's last 50 and then they were like, you know what, we need one more of those.
Yeah.
So will be really interesting to see. God, their fourth 50 now. So the reaction times off the starts were not good. So now Emma McKeon clearly has an advantage over Beta. So yeah, she's basically doing what we saw Beta did to her. Although Beta's come back a little, but yeah. So 27.1 for Emma, 27.8 for Beta.
So that makes me think that Australia might have played it. The fact that Emma McKeon seemed to be more ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because she really did not look like she had any pop. Looked very conservative on that third 50. But then on that last 50, she looked much, much quicker. So now Australia takes over the lead and by 4 points.
Oh, so Emma McKeon stole the win. I didn't realize.
Wow. So she got
Points.
12 points. Yeah.
Where does the
Wow.
12
So now
points
it's
come
40.
from?
That's a good question.
Because originally it's 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go back to our handy dandy swim prediction things. Well, it doesn't say what the skin scores are. Skins races, broken events, able body skins. 5th and 6th score 0. Round 2, the remaining 4 swimmers scored 2 and 1 points. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Well, it's also saying now that the US has 49 and Australia has 40, which also confuses me.
Yeah. I think that 12 points doesn't make sense to me because after three rounds, the points would have been 4 for B for Emma. And then if they swam again, I would have just assumed that Emma got another 4 points. But it looks like Emma got 8 additional points from that, from the 4th round.
Right, because you get a double. It's a double dip, so you get double points.
Right. But then even 8 plus 3, that would be 11. But it looks like she got 12, even though she didn't win round 3.
But she did win round 2 or round 1. Do you get points for each round? I don't know.
No. The understanding that I had is that in like 5 and 6 in the first round get nothing, and then the 3rd and 4th in round 2 get eliminated but get points, 2 points and 1 point respectively, and then in round 3 it's 4 points and 3 points.
Okay.
But that doesn't seem to be what happened here.
So yeah, I'm not going to try to speculate.
Yeah.
What the scoring is, but now it is tied at 45. They have updated the score yet again, and it is tied at 45.
Whoa. It's exciting.
Yeah, so skins, I guess, are as you said, my understanding and USA Swimming's ruling is that you get the points. It's scored like an individual event, so there's just 4, 3, 2, 1 points. So maybe what happened is that you get that 4, 3, 2, 1, and then in the double dip round there are additional points added. So that would give that math still wouldn't really add up. I don't know. My guess is that they put the scoring of the skins up wrong.
Yeah.
Initially.
We have a Chase Kalish 100 breaststroke coming up.
Chase Kalish 100 breast, dude. Nice.
So the U.S. has Kalish, Andrew, and Hausman. And Australia has only entered 2 in this event. And it's Stubblety Cook and Williamson. Williamson, who is fresh off a PD victory, defeated PD. 3rd place at the Commonwealth Games while PD got 4th. So it's probably a bit of an ego boost.
Wow, Stubblety Cook was wretched off the start. but he's coming back into it now. Williamson is looking strong, but Hausman and Michael Andrew are 1-2 currently at the turn. Kalish kind of fighting Stubblety Cook for that fourth place. Andrew's looking good. Hausman might get run down, but I think Michael is going to hang on for the win here. So it is Michael 59.7 for first.
Nice.
Australia goes 2 and 3, and Hausman gets fourth. Dang, that's a good swim for Michael now. I mean, these are solid times that are getting put up for, just kind of a dual meet where everyone's coming off of championship meets and no one's really focused on it.
Yeah, and none of the times count, I'm pretty sure. I think. Is that right? For anything?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Are you surprised to see Kalish at this meet?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just yeah. No, I just mean I'm surprised that he was on the roster and wanted to come to this. It seems like he is someone who wouldn't want to do like a bonus meet like this. That's my sussing out of his vibe, but I don't know. I'm happy to see her. I like seeing Chase Kalish race.
I think that's kind of his older vibe. I think seems like he's more open to doing things. He did ISL last year and was on the Italian team.
True.
He did. He's doing this meet now, so I think he's a little more open to kind of that typical pro lifestyle of traveling and competing a little bit more. Okay, again, the scoring just keeps being weirder. It was 45-45 before this event, maybe 49-49. It's 59-55 in favor of the U.S. now.
Yeah.
And there's only supposed to be like 10 points total per event.
Yeah, the U.S. should have just gotten 5 points total for first place and fourth place.
We've already used our double our 100. What is it? Power play?
Yeah, the flag frenzy.
Flag frenzy. Yeah, sorry. So I don't know what's happening with this scoring. It does not make sense.
I'm curious because that is something, and maybe that explains it. But I forget what a power play does.
That can be used on a relay to get double points.
Oh, right. Okay.
But it has to be used before the relay. So, I just don't know. There's not a lot of transparency in terms of they're not explaining how the scoring is going. And so, I don't know. But right now, it's 59-55, U.S. ahead by 4 points. And now we have the traditional women's 50 freestyle, which I, again, don't have high hopes for the U.S. on this one.
Wonder if Lucy McKeon. Probably not.
I'm guessing not. I mean, so yeah, there's Maddie Wilson, and I'm guessing Molly and Shayna would be the other two.
Or Meg, maybe.
Right.
Doesn't swim it.
Is Meg Harris on the team? Yeah. Yeah. Australia is just really good at this event, is the bottom line.
Yeah. A sprint freestyle women's event, Australia should have the upper hand here. Yeah, so it's Meg Harris.
So Linnea Mack swimming again after she was just in the 50 butterfly skins. So Amy Fulmer, Mallory Comerford, and Linnea Mack for the U.S., and then Maddie Wilson and Meg Harris for Australia, and they only have 2. That's a blessing.
Oh. Yeah, I'm surprised that Shayna Jack's not here.
I am as well.
I'm looking at the rest of the events, and it doesn't seem like she has anything coming up imminently.
Yeah, Australia really threw the U.S. a bone on that one.
Yeah.
That's
right.
so weird. Why would they not? Why would they not put three swimmer? I mean, they could go 1, 2, 3 pretty easily on this one. But all right, and I mean, Australia will go 1-2. Meg Harris and Maddie Wilson are out there. 24-4 for Meg, 24-6 for Maddie in first and second. And then the U.S. is third, 25-0 for, I think that was Amy Fulmer who got third. But so we pick up third and fourth, but wow. Yeah.
Interesting. So I think that even if they did enter 3 swimmers, they could only score 2. So maybe
Gotcha. Yes. And I think that was, I guess we established that earlier. And
we
same
only had
reason.
2 in the fly.
Yeah, in the men's 100 fly. So I'm guessing that was Australia's strategy, which again, I do like this because it keeps the format close. Okay, what the heck? Now the scoring is updated and it is 64-60 in favor of the US. So we're still ahead by 4, even though Australia outscored us 7-3 in that event. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Can't do the math here. I was gonna try to keep score alive and have a tally, but I got a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Meg Harris, that's a good win for Meg. And also a good third place for Amy Fuller or Fulmer?
Fulmer.
Fulmer.
Yeah.
I feel like the real winners of this are gonna be the US swimmers who might not have been on a national team this year or next year, and they get this opportunity to kind of race a lot of high level Americans and Australians. Like, I think it's a pretty good opportunity for them.
I agree. Can you hear the meet if I turn up the volume on my end? Or can you just hear me talking right now?
I can just hear you talking.
Oh, nice. So Meg Harris is getting interviewed poolside right now. I agree with you, Ben, that a lot of the people on the U.S. team who's getting their first national team experience seems like a really great experience and a really good first international team trip in terms of getting to race some of the best in the world. You know, for instance, Gabby Albiero going head to head against Emma McKeon, Amy Fulmer right there getting third, going head to head with Maddie Wilson and Meg Harris, you know, who are both world record holders on Australian relays and international medalists. Yeah, it's good. All right, let's tackle this question. We get in the comments. Do you guys know what happened to Caleb Dressel? We do not know what happened to Caleb Dressel. So that's that.
Junior
All right,
Pan Pacifics. When does that meet?
That meet starts in like 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it starts on the 24th. It's the 24th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah.
Why are they doing Junior Pan Packs and Junior Worlds like a week apart?
Well, originally Junior Worlds was in Russia this year, and they didn't want that happening. Yeah. So in the crazy COVID year, US I guess the Pan Pac countries decided to also have US Pan Pacs. And so that's how that went.
Our first Annie Laser viewing today. I'm a big fan of Annie Laser. Your audio just cut out for me. Did my audio cut out?
that better?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? All right. So yeah, any Laser was billed as like one of the U.S.'s strongest swimmers. So we'll kind of see her what kind of racing form she's in, and if she can hold that expectation of being one of the top ones. So we've got any Laser in an outside lane, which is just interesting. We seem to be putting our best swimmers on those outside lanes, assumably to get that lane of open water.
Yeah.
Sorry, Babui. Hopefully you can hear me again now. Is Rowdy Gaines doing
Hodges go?
Rowdy Gaines might be doing the scoring. Who's to say?
Some interesting camera angles there. Chelsea Hodges 30:52.
That's quick. Yeah. Okay, so we see Chelsea getting some ice packs.
We also just saw someone like sprint backstroke on the way back just then, as soon as they touched.
Good for them. Again, sorry, this is the women's 50 breast skins that we're watching now. So Chelsea Hodges of Australia is through. Is it Laser and Dobler for the US are through?
I think so.
You know, I've heard that like if you do a really fast swim, the best way to get rid of lactate is to swim like at a strong threshold pace right after it. So not going all out, but going like pretty strong is like the best way to get lactate out. And so maybe that's what that fast backstroker was doing.
Yeah, pretty smart.
I know. Yeah, I know at one of the Team Elite practices I went to at one point, they had a few members of the Chinese national team there with them, and that's how they would do it. Uh-oh, we've got a lane. We've got someone on an island again. I wonder if the official's going to tell them you have to move over.
It's so funny. They're trying to get away with it.
I know.
You
can't do that, Chelsea Hodges. Oh, and now they're kind of telling him, all right, just move to her. Oh my gosh. now they're saying, all right, just move down. So instead of using the middle 4 lanes, they're using lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I think in both cases they want to stagger it. It seems they want to keep it US Australia, US Australia, which makes sense.
It does. But I would have thought that they would have made Chelsea move over instead of anyway.
Everyone else.
Whoa, Dobler with a huge start. But now Chelsea Hodges is coming back. Wow. Yeah, so Chelsea Hodges is definitely going to get the W in this one. It looks like Dobler will get the second place. 30.7 for Chelsea Hodges. That is quick.
Yeah, she's killing
especially
it.
For her second 50.
What did she go on the first one?
I thought it was like 31.0.
Yeah, so she got faster.
But yeah, she looks confident. The ice packs on the shoulders as she walks back down. I've never seen that, but that's pretty funny. I also just realized that we have the ISL announcer who's very Australian and very animated.
Oh, great.
But he's pretty entertaining. And he's great at commentating skins. He's very experienced in that one. So we've got Kayla Dobler
out.
Annie Laser's out. It was 30.5. Oh, she was 30.5. Chelsea Hodges was 30.5 on her first 50, 30.7 on her second 50. That is really good.
It's a 102.
That's a 102. She should be breaking the world record at this point. So we've got Salo talking to Dobler on the sidelines. Now they will take the middle 2 lanes for lanes 4 and 5. Dobler v. Hodges. I'm torn here because I could be related to Chelsea Hodges, according to our last
that
names.
last name Bond. Do you have Australian relatives?
I wish I did.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Australian.
All right, Dobler once again great off the start. Commenter saying somehow the US is going to gain 10 points after this event. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. But Jesus, yeah, Chelsea Hodges. Oh, okay. So Dobler is dogging this. So I'm guessing this might be the US's double dip.
Yeah.
So
I'm really interested to look into that strategy a bit more when I understand in scoring. Because if Hodges doesn't know that they're going to do a double dip, then it makes sense for her to go all out. But if Dobler knows that they're going to do a 4th round and doesn't tell Hodges, then it makes sense for her to kind of dog it.
So,
but when Hodges knows that Dobler's doing that, then Hodges should slow down a bit. But maybe
which I think that's what happened. Is Hodges ultimately she was 32-4. So I think she was really going for it that 50, but then when she noticed that Dobler was dogging it, then I think she slowed down that last 15 meters because I think otherwise her time would have been a little bit quicker, even though after going 230 points, I don't know how fast. Yeah, but yeah, Dobler obviously was aware of that, and now this should be interesting. The commentators
there won't
really
be any
excited
double dips left.
Yeah, so each team has used their double dip. Announcers were really excited that Caitlin Dobler was fist pumping toward the Team US. Okay, so we'll see how this affected each swimmer. So again, Dobler has been great off the start. And yeah, once again, Dobler dominates off the start, but now you can see that she is really has the advantage and seemingly might be able to hold it. This angle's not very in terms of showing who actually has the lead, but I think Dobler's definitely going to hold on.
I'm a little bit behind on the stream.
Yeah, 31-5 for Dobler.
Nice.
She gets the win. And that's 2 successful double dips, 1 for Australia and 1 for the US.
31-5 is
Chelsea,
pretty solid for a 4th round.
It is pretty solid. Chelsea Hodges not stoked, not coming over to shake Caitlin Dobler's hand, which honestly, I wouldn't be that stoked either if I just got double dipped and had to go all out on. She gives her a high five at the end, but you can see that she's pretty tired. Oh my God. Okay, so the score is now saying 85-66 in favor of Australia.
85?
With
but
85
the US
to 66.
just won.
It has Australia ahead by 19 points currently, which is just proof that the score tracker is something is not working. So I don't know if that is actually the current score or someone made a big typo or.
I need a mathematician.
All right. Team US went to a show at the Sydney Opera House. That sounds pretty sweet. That's the insight I gained from that post-race interview.
Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah. Libby had just asked Caitlin what it's like to be in Australia.
Graphic
One
designers
commenter-
having fun with that score, just punching numbers in. That's exactly right.
Seriously, at this point, like, what the heck's going on?
85-66. There's no way.
Yeah, like, I can't believe that that's the actual score, unless.
No.
So okay, so they're showing the same score with Caitlin Dobler getting 12 points, and then Chelsea getting 5, and then 3, 2, 1. So again, I don't understand how they score the skins races with a double dip.
I mean, the scoring that was posted on USA Swimming reflected
4, 3,
that
2, 1.
5th place and 6th place get 0 points. And in this scoring, 5th and 6th got 1 and 2. And so that's not even corrected by the idea that there's like double points anywhere, because I mean half of 0.
Just
Twice. Yeah. So I have to figure the scoring out at a later date.
Well, yeah, and also Australia's ahead by 19 right now, so this is a complete anarchy.
Yeah.
We've got the men's broken 800 freestyle now, which features David Johnston of US, Kai Edwards of Australia, Luke Hobson of US. So 2 Texas swimmers in this.
Is that what they do? Texas?
That's what Texas does. Yeah. And this is what David Johnston does as his own personal thing. And then we've got Charlie Clark as well, from Ohio State, Team US. There's David's thing. So we've got Mac Horton, Kai Edwards, and Lee of Australia. Someone on the score bench is sure smoking some amazing weed. Either that or they've been hitting the terps in a big way. I don't know what the terps is, but I can't disagree with that, Combat Wombat. Oh, sorry, Common Wombat. Oh,
I like Combat Wombat.
Is Combat Wombat better?
Is terps like turpentine, like tree sap? That's what I thought.
Oh, that makes sense. I guess. I don't know. Do you ingest that to get a high?
I don't know.
All right, so broken 800. So we've got a 400, a 200, and 2 100s. This is going to be wild. It's just going to be like a roller coaster of lots of stuff here.
A 300. We're going to see a 300 raced at a high level meet, which I don't think that's ever happened before.
Yeah. Is there a 300?
Yeah, it starts with a 300. It's 3, 2, 1, 1.
That's adds up to a 700.
Oh, 3, 2, 2, 1. I don't know. I thought it started with a 300.
300, 200, and then 3, 2, 2, 1.
Okay.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said second. I was wrong the first
time. So 3, 2, 2, 1. So yeah,
out
300.
in the lead.
David Johnston is out in the lead, and that's Luke Hobson right behind him. So the two Texas Longhorns are putting it out early, which I mean, I think with Texas training, that's kind of what they're conditioned to do. Terps is slang for booze. Some drunks do drink actual turpentine, which is not good for you. Thank you, Common Wombat, for educating us on the Aussie slang.
One time I got tree sap in my eye. Sorry. Wait, the scores have been updated, actually. I didn't.
Okay,
the
so
scores
now,
have been updated to 75-68.
in favor of Australia, which makes more sense, but still, I can't trust it. I have to assume that that they'll be updated again soon. Okay, so this is a fascinating race. Luke Hobson, David Johnson are just taking it out. They're in strong 1-2 positions. Charlie Clark is fighting Mac Horton for the 3rd place, and now he looks like he's actually overtaking him. And then the other 2 Australians are just far, far, far behind, like half a pool length behind, not half a pool length, 15 meters behind
Quite far.
the rest of the field.
I don't know. This is making me think that they have some strategy that I don't know about, though.
I mean, they might, but if they're this far ahead on the 300, like the aggregate time has to favor the Americans at this point.
Yeah.
So US might go 1, 2, 3, and they will.
Look at that.
So both Longhorns go 250 251.5 for Charlie Clark, 251.6 for Mac Horton. So really strong swims from them. And then, yeah, the other 2 Australians don't even crack 3 minutes, 3:00 and 3:01. So they've got just under 2 minutes left to swim around and to get ready for the next leg, which is a 200. Yeah, I have to imagine that was purposeful on Australia's part, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they just gave it their best and that's what they have right now.
Yeah, the only thing I can imagine is that they want to try to get the bonus point on the last 2 legs or something, so they're saving, but I don't feel like they're guaranteed to do that against David Johnson and Charlie Clark on the last leg of a broken 800.
Yeah,
but it does seem weird that they'd be that far behind.
Yeah,
Elijah Whittington is not on there. Someone commented.
No Elijah Whittington on the roster. So Mac Horton's getting support from his buddies. Zach Sullivan Cook's loosening it up there. They're mainly open water swimmers. Oh, okay. That's a little bit of insight. So the 2 other Australians, mainly open water swimmers.
Okay.
So they were just chatting.
Kai Edwards?
Yeah.
Okay. He was on the open water relay.
So, yeah, that might be why. This one's a walkover for the U.S. Don't expect anything from Horton. He's used to his quota of decent swims he's used up his quota of decent swims for the year. Yikes. Common Wombat coming in with the heat of Mac Horton. Come on, man. Yeah. Mac Horton is self-admittedly a big taper swimmer, though. So he may not be able to put up those in-season fast times like some of these other swimmers can.
I blame him for not tapering for this.
So the U.S., the announcers just confirmed the current score, which is 75-68 in favor of Australia.
Okay.
So I guess we'll go with that. But once again, David Johnson and Luke Hobson are going out strong. Mac Horton's kind of hanging with Luke at this point, but I think the 2 Longhorns will pull ahead on this 200, but we'll see. Mac looked pretty relaxed on that 300, and maybe that was just a stroke, but he's right there with them right now. 54.9 for the 2 Texans and 55.0 for Mac Horton. So Common Wombat, outside of taper, all you see is plod for Mac Horton. What would you say plod is? That seems like an Australian slang term. But also Mac Horton is pulling ahead on this 200. I don't know, Common Wombat. Seems like we've got a good fight here. Mac Horton first at the 150.
Too plotty.
139. Not too plotty. So David Johnson, I think he can see him. He's making a push, but Mac Horton looks strong on this 200.
Texas versus Mac Horton.
Seriously. Yeah, Mac looks comfortable. He's gonna win this 200. And he does. 152.01 to 152.2 for David Johnston. So 1 point for Australia.
Yeah. I want to see Bobby Fink do one of these broken swims and fink someone. I wonder how Bobby Fink would swim an open or a broken race.
I feel like Bobby would be pretty good at this. I feel like they do these kinds of things at Florida, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. It'd be really interesting to see him do one of these. I think he'd be pretty good at it, though. So interesting. A lot of people seem to be climbing right out of the pool. Oh, because they have to go pretty much immediately. They've got 10 seconds left until this next 200. All right. So 200, number 2. This is the third leg. Another 200-meter swim. And I'm really interested to see how this leg goes.
Yeah. I think my money's on Mac Horton for this leg. I liked what I saw last leg.
Yeah, he seems to be building it well. I think it might be hard for the Texans to come back from that one, but we'll see. So this is a much more even field. So we see Williams kind of up there with David Johnston. Luke Hobson is still up there. But yeah, Mac is in the lead now. Charlie Clark is trying to get up there as well. I'm not sure he has the speed and strength though. Geez, this is a brutal race from Babui. This is a brutal race. So David and Mac look like the leaders, but now but now Lee down in lane 3 is kind of right with the pack as well. Yeah, Horton looking really solid now. And now David Johnston is getting taken over by Lee.
And Charlie Clark's not looking too bad on the outside there. I guess Charlie Clark, he's a distance swimmer, right? 1,500.
Yeah, he made the world champ team in the 15.
So maybe he's going to have a little bit of a comeback here, but not really.
Yeah, so it looks like the two Australians and Lee might even be taking over Mac now. Wow. So 154.04 for Lee and 154.05 for Mac.
It's not bad.
Not bad. So yeah, really interesting in that. Yeah. Again, they've got 45 seconds left now until this last 100. We've got a prediction in the comments. Mac going to go sub 46 in the final 100 meters.
Could happen.
That's pretty bold. He could pull a Popovich, though. Who's to say?
Let's take 0.86 off the world record. Never know what'll happen at Duel in the pool.
Seriously, I mean, this is a crazy, crazy event. So there's 700 meters in this swim. They've been basically sprinted 3 events, and now this is the final sprint of 100 meters.
Apparently, Michael Andrews split a 58 on that relay. So that's pretty solid.
I mean, he was 59 individually, so I mean that is really solid. Do you have results somewhere, Ben?
I don't, but Yan just messaged the group chat and said that USA Swimming is tweeting out results, but I haven't pulled them
Gotcha.
up.
All right. So Mac is ahead at the first 50. Luke Hobson's giving him chase. At the turn, Mac will have a slight advantage, 25.8. Luke Hobson is 26.2 right behind him.
Ooh, Hobson looking strong.
Yeah, I think Mac's got it though, and I think Lee might actually. He has a chance to get second and pass Luke in this last 10 meters. So
Can he pass Mac?
53.1. Mac wins it in 53.1.
Oh, okay.
Lee was 54.3 for third place. 54.0 was second, and that was Luke Hobson.
It's a solid win for Mac Horton there. Good.
That's a good one. Common Wombat, dude. What's up?
Yeah.
Mac Horton just won 3 of the 4 swims in that one.
I would not call that plod if I were you.
I would not. Not too plotty. And it seems like
we are officially halfway session.
Oh my gosh. It seems like that is an event that favors Mac. He's been in kind of this weird place of ever since he won gold in the 400-meter freestyle, we haven't seen him turn in like a really, really, really great 400 free, like that's close to his best time. But he's had some good 200s, and so he's kind of in that in between 200, 400 athlete. But this seemed kind of like a perfect event for him where he was able to kind of get into it the first 300 and then just really use his speed and endurance to win 3 of the 4 swims. So he gets 3 bonus points off the bat from that.
Probably 4 points for the win.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess probably.
I don't remember what the gap was on the first one, the 300.
I think that on the first one it was only like less than 2 seconds.
I guess we'll see when we get the scoring update. Mac Horton's going to start campaigning to add the broken 800 freestyle to the Olympic lineup.
Hashtag bring more distance events.
I would love to see that. It'll never happen, obviously, but I don't know, some wacky events at the Olympics. Why not?
I think that would be great. I mean, we already have the mixed medley relay, which is kind of a joke in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
Think about it. Skins. A skins race is kind of just like prelims, semis, finals condensed into a few minutes instead of spread out over 2 days.
It is.
Like 50 freestyle is really skins, but round 1, instead of 8 people, you have 63 people.
Yeah, but no one wants to see that at the Olympics because they want world records and fast times, not
That's true.
Who can last the longest, because that's what the marathon is for.
The marathon. And I guess the 1500.
Yeah. All right, Sean Champion is back for the men's 100 freestyle.
Nice.
This should be an interesting one. So Grant House is US's first athlete in this one. Matt Temple, who's already been in the 100 fly, is in the 100 free.
I feel like I just got a notification yesterday that Grant House committed to swim somewhere, or is continuing to swim somewhere.
Not sure about that one. I mean,
okay. I might be thinking
yeah, I
of the
don't know.
wrong person.
So Zach and Surdy is there. Ryan Held out for the U.S.
Ryan Held making his Duel in the Pool debut.
So score is updated 74-69, still in favor of Australia. So Australia still has a slight lead. I think the U.S. might be able to get a point or two advantage here. 3x33 meter mixed medley relay. That would be insanity. All right. We're off. Ryan Held great off the blocks, and he looks strong through the first 25 meters. Grant House is also a little bit ahead of the pack. He looks to be in second. Held flips first at 23-1. House at second at 23-5. So US is 1-2 right now. Ryan Held just looks dominant, and House looks like he might hold on for second, although Zach and Surdy is making a strong push. I think he might pass House, but Held's gonna held on for the win. 48-2. Ryan Held. That is quick.
Yeah, that's good.
And second for Inserty, third for Grant House. So that's 6 points to 4 for the US. What the frick? All right, they just updated the score again, and it makes no sense.
Oh, yeah. 85-82.
So now it's 85-82 in favor of the US. So the US
This is baffling.
Went up by 3 points when they were down by 5, even though it was 6-4 swing in that event. So once again, the scoring makes no sense. But for right now, we'll say that the US is ahead by 3. It's a close race, y'all.
I didn't even realize that Cody Simpson was racing that. How did he do?
Cody Simpson, I don't know because we don't have results. He swam in the 100 fly. He was always.
He just came on the screen. Okay. I thought he was in the 100 free because he just popped up on my screen, but I guess he wasn't. And
he was not in the 100 free.
Okay. Oh, we have someone, Emma Burns, saying that she is in the building, and it's epic. That's good.
Nice.
I wonder if she has any insight on the scoring. Probably not. 85-82.
Talking to Ryan Held on deck right now. Yeah, once again, the US is ahead by 3, allegedly. Ryan got asked about the points and the scoring, and he gave a good answer, but I don't know that anyone can really speak to scoring, what it means, or how it is kept at this point.
Yeah.
So the announcers confirmed that the US has a 3-point lead. But again, they might just be seeing the same thing that we are and working off of the information or misinformation that is being presented to everyone.
Yeah.
Para-swimming deep dive is what is being presented.
Nice.
On the live stream right now.
So next we have the mixed class 100 freestyle. Nice. USA
say that
Swimming
again?
News is tweeting out results. USA Swimming News is tweeting out results, and also including the scores that we're seeing on the screen. USA 85, Australia 82. So everyone has the same
Interesting.
information, but can't tell you that it's definitely correct.
Yeah.
They're going
Right,
through all
yeah,
the
so-
scoring things.
So yeah, like going through USA's tweets though, like after the men's broken 800, they tweeted that the score was 74 to 69. And then after the men's 100 free, they tweeted that it's 85 to 82, which makes no sense that the US scored 16 points in the individual 100 freestyle.
No.
So
they couldn't have used a flag frenzy because they had already used one, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. So do not know what that's about. So now we have the multi-class 100 freestyle. Jamal Hill. I think I saw Lizzie Smith. Ellie Cole. So I'm wondering.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
This is going to have a staggered start, I'm pretty sure. I think that's happening for both the 100 freestyle and also the pair skins events. They're doing some calculation based on the world record for different classifications, and then each swimmer will have a different start, and then the race will still just be to the wall, whoever touches first.
Interesting.
That was my understanding, but I know that in most para races where individuals from different classifications are racing, they all start at the same time, and then their end times are compared based on their classification. But I think for this, they're doing staggered starts instead.
Oh shit! Sorry. They changed the score again. Now it's 86-81 in favor of Australia. This is insane.
Interesting. There must be some like bug in the system they're using.
I mean, there must be something happening.
Yeah.
It's just that makes less sense, honestly, because the then the US still would have scored 12 points in that or free, and yeah, I'm just confused.
Yeah, because it was
So
69 before, another 81.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. I'm really interested to see this staggered start 100 freestyle. So Mackenzie Cohen already started. Wow, she's getting quite a head lead. All right. So we have Mackenzie Cohen, and then I don't know, maybe like 5 or 10 seconds later, a group of 4, and then about 5 seconds later, another group of 3. That's really interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited to see if it'll all catch up to each other at the end.
It does not look like, I mean, Mackenzie Cohen is way out there, but yeah, maybe we'll see at the end. Yeah, Jamal Murray looks really strong here. Sorry, Jamal Hill. Yeah, Mackenzie Cohen just dominated this, which again, so 110.9, Australia 2, US 3.
I wonder if it's enough to make the US pull ahead. I guess anything's about with the scoring system, though. I don't really.
Mackenzie Cohen does a little mic drop there. But yeah, it's really interesting that Mackenzie Cohen got that much of a head start.
Yeah. I'm also wondering how they actually knew who was starting when. Each person have their own starter? Or did they have a little buzzer in their lane, maybe?
I think they had a buzzer because I think there was only 3 groups. So I think they probably got told, like, you're in group 1, you're in group 2, etc. We've got a theory on this scoring. They've got a US editor and Australian editor constantly battling over the scores. That certainly is what it seems like.
Could be possible.
Just when I thought it couldn't get weirder and they do a staggered 100-meter mixed freestyle. I mean, again, I think para is kind of a different animal. Oh my God. Now it's 90 to 87 in favor of the US. I don't know. That seems fine.
I think in favor of Australia.
I'm sorry. Yes, in favor of Australia. 90-87 in favor of Australia. Sorry for that misspeak.
I mean, either way, it's exciting that it's so close. Like, it seems like even when the scores are wrong, it's still a pretty narrow margin, which is good.
It is exciting that it's so close. I just, wish it was a little more consistent. But that is my only complaint of this event so far. It's a lot of swimming and a lot of exciting races. I really liked that 100-meter staggered start freestyle. I just think they need to get the margins down a little bit more, but because everyone was pretty close at the end, aside from Mackenzie Cohen.
$90.87 heading into the women's medley relay, 400 medley.
All right, so next up is the women's 400 medley relay. Again, not a whole lot of hope on this one for Team USA. This may be the first time we get to see Kaylee McEwen.
Oh, true.
In action.
I mean, this is almost Australia's A team.
Kind of. Certainly some members of the A team, right?
Yeah. I mean, sorry, for the women's medley relay. With Kaylee, Chelsea, Emma, and Shayna. Will it be Shayna? We saw her not swim the 50 potentially. Oh, Molly, yes. Molly. Forgot about
that. So it looks like Beta, Mallory, Annie, potentially.
Gabby?
Yeah, Australia looking really good. Molly. Oh, Brianna Throssell, not Emma McKeon for fly. Oh. Kaylee McEwen, and I think Chelsea Hodges. So any lasers there. I don't know who's doing backstroke for us, for the US. But yeah, I mean, I think Australia is pretty overpowered in this one. But yeah, it's okay. The US will somehow gain 10 points, whatever place they finish in this event. I like your optimism, Tim Chang.
So at the World Championships, just a little there. Kaylee, Jenna Strauch, Brianna Throssell, and Molly O'Callahan swam this. And that's almost the team that we have here.
At World Champs?
World Champs this year.
Oh, Amy Fulmer is leading off for
nice.
And honestly, she looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
Kaylee might
Fulmer.
have a pretty wicked second 50, but so far, oh yeah, good turn for McEwen. Really nice underwater. Amy Fulmer is hugging the lane line. Don't know if that's on purpose, but it does seem like a good strategy. But yeah, Kaylee's going to pull away in these last 25 meters. But honestly, Amy Fulmer giving it a valiant effort. Ooh, 59-1 from McEwen, 003 for Amy Fulmer. Whoa. Annie Laser has a great start. We know Chelsea has that speed, but she also had to do 450s.
Yeah. Annie only had to do 2, I think.
Annie only had to do 2. So Chelsea's out fast, but we'll see if Annie can kind of reel her in over that second 50. Are we going to see Molly O'Callaghan run down Mallory Comerford again? Because, man.
Well, do you think can the Americans pull ahead in this butterfly leg?
Oh, it doesn't look like it now. Yeah, Annie Laser is losing ground. Oh, it is Jenna Strauss. Sorry, this isn't Chelsea. This makes more sense now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jenna's
I was very
away from
impressed
Annie,
to see how fast Chelsea was going.
Yeah. So Australia is, yeah, they're gone. I think Beta would have to have an otherworldly split to even pull even at this point.
Yeah.
I did just notice that the USA Swimming News Twitter is like prefaces their scoring updates with current unofficial standings, which is the safe bet.
Probably smart. Current unofficial standings, yeah. It looks like Beta might be closing the gap a little bit. Definitely not catching up fully, but she's holding.
Yeah, again, I can't say that it matters that much. No. 2-second lead for Molly O'Callaghan, so.
MOC. MOC versus MAC.
Yeah, and Mallory's also done another individual event, so.
Oh, this is a power play. Oh, Mallory's doing pretty. Oh no, okay. I had a bad angle and it looked like she was catching her, but never mind. So this is a power play. So I think that Australia will get double points if they win this.
That's right. Yeah.
Assuming that Australia played it, which I imagine they did. So
yeah,
Ching, a power play.
Well,
if you
also
play a power play, sorry, you go ahead.
Ben, were you going to explain power plays?
Yeah. So if the race starts, Team Australia plays a power wins, then instead of 8 points, they get 16 points for winning. They get double points. But if Australia had lost after playing a power play, then they would get half points, which means they would get 3 points instead of 6, while the US would get 8 for winning. So in this case, Australia played it, and they just got 16 points, and the US got 6. So that's going to extend their lead.
Yeah, that's a big point differential, especially in this meet where, points are kind of conservative and a little bit harder to come by, especially those big swings. Yeah. It's not like there's jackpots or triple point skins in these ones.
Jackpots. Not about those.
Yeah, so Australia should have a sizable lead now.
So Australia should have 106 points. and the US should have 93.
Allegedly.
That's what it should go to from here. We'll see if that happens. And how many events left for the US to catch up? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. Nice.
We still have 8 events. That is a lot of swimming. So we're 2 hours into this, 2 hours and 7 minutes into this event. We still have 8 events left. So yeah, it should be a 3-hour session. So 106 to 93. That seems right.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Good for them. They figured something.
They're watching this live stream and they heard me say it, so they put that.
That's probably it.
There's a lot of people there. They just showed the stands. It seems like a pretty packed stadium.
I mean, if I was in Australia, I would definitely have gone.
Yeah. Yeah, general admission was, I think, $10, and then
yeah,
it went up to about 50 or 60 for better seats.
So we've got 50 men's 50 backstroke skins. Ty Hartwell for Australia. So hopefully this will be an opportunity for the U.S. men to get some points back. Ooh, Shane Casas. They've got Aaron Pearsall on the mic right now.
Oh, nice. I will be right back before this race starts.
All right, Ben's taking a break. He'll be back. So Zach and Surdy, which is interesting. We don't normally see him in the backstroke realm. Ooh, Michael Andrew. What other events? Let's see what other events Michael Andrew could swim. Mystery IM, I don't think they'll put him in that. 50 freestyle skins, and then mixed 4x50 random relay, which I don't know. Maybe he'll swim that, maybe he won't. So he could potentially have 2 more events after this, but interesting they're using him for the skins. So Justin Ress, Michael Andrew, and Shane Casas for the US. So they're pretty much going all in for this one. They want 3 of those top 4 spots. Certainly those top 2. While Australia has Zach and Surdy and a couple guys that I'm not too familiar with. Commenters, you can fill me in on who they are, then let me know. They've got Woodward and Ty Hartwell, and then Woodward who led off their relay. So here we go, first round of men's backstroke skins. Look for big things from the US. All right, Ben is back. Oh yeah, they've got fire.
Real flames. Kind of scary.
Yeah, so Justin looks good. I think the US is going to go 1, 2, 3, which they do.
So is that 2 Aussies eliminated?
Ooh. Yes, that's in Surdy and Ty Woodward. Sorry, Ty Hardwell. Woodward is still in, but I wonder if for skins you can swim, like 3 people from the same country can score.
I think that in skins 3 people can. That's what I imagined.
Nice. So that helps.
Yeah.
US
because otherwise there'd be someone racing in round 2 with no chance of scoring.
Right.
So I think the 2 Australians are the 2 that won't score now. And then Woodward will try to get into that final, but could. And maybe
I
this is
don't
the
see
reason
it.
that the U.S. didn't save or felt comfortable using their, what's it called, double dip already, because they didn't think they needed it for this. I think that the U.S. definitely has a stronger team here between Ress, Costas, and
Yeah.
Andrew. So
Agreed. And I think in the men's 50 free skins as well, they'll have a really strong team.
Yeah.
Just with Justin with Ryan Held,
Held,
and then whoever else they decide to use for those skins. If they could use Justin or Michael, or they could use, they've got David Curtis. I'm guessing they'll probably use him for the 50 free skins. But yeah, they've got a good crew regardless. So it looks like this is the first skins we've seen where we have 3 from one country and only 1 from another country.
Who do you think is going to be top 2 here? I think my money is on Andrew and Costas.
I definitely think Ress will be in the top 2. I would go Justin Ress and Michael Andrew.
That's fair. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I like Costas here. I don't know between Andrew and Ress, though. Who knows?
Justin
Maybe
Ress
Woodward.
is the defending world champion in this event. So I don't know. He's also
That's really true.
won skins in ISL before, I think. But yeah, Woodward's out of it for sure.
Yeah.
It looks like Justin and Michael from my perspective, and it will be 5-3 for Justin, 5-5 for Michael, and Woodward and Shane are out of it. But Shane gets third.
So US goes 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So there's currently a 13-point gap. So this is not going to be enough to close that gap, I don't think. Or it might be, actually. The US is going to score 9 there, and Australia will score 1 point. So
yeah, so it'll be a nice little cleanup for the US, but not quite enough to get them back in tied or in the lead. But
it should be now.
So Justin v. Michael. I'm definitely putting my money on Justin Ress for this one.
Yeah. I don't know why I sold Ress short just then. He is the second fastest in history in the 100 back, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. Second or third. Definitely one of 3 men who have been under 24 seconds. But he's also got, some endurance. He can race 100. I mean, Michael can race a 200, so I guess that's not really fair to say, but we'll see. Michael's definitely raced more today. Oh, wow. They're just going easy.
Wow.
Damn.
I don't know how I feel about that. Is that
wow?
Is that the right thing to do?
Yeah. Is it what?
Is that the right thing to do?
Is it, well, they're conserving their energy,
Yeah.
They earned their points. So
33, 29, 35, 35.
Yeah, so if you're not watching the live stream, Michael Andrew just dogged that 50 backstroke. They did not go fast on it at all. And, I got to respect that because they earned their final 2 spots in the skins races. They're bringing home points for Team US. And seemingly they both have other races to focus on for the rest of the session. And that's what they're doing. If they didn't need to exert energy, then they're not gonna. And so this is a tactical event that's focused on the team, and they're team oriented. So okay, so it looks like 6 5 4 3 2 1 is the skin scoring, which is not what we were originally told, and that explains why when they used the double dips for the skins, that explains the scoring as well, why it was 12.
Right. Yeah.
So okay. So originally it was 4 3 2 1 for skins. Now everyone scores in skins. So US picks up 15 points while Australia picks up 6 points. So that's a 9-point swing, which is pretty good for the US. So
Yeah, so what's
Australia
the score
was
now?
ahead by 13. Now they should be ahead by only 4.
What is a mystery
Holy-
medley deep dive?
So next up we have mixed, multi-class, and able-bodied relay before we get to the mystery medley. God, these are going to be some great events.
Yeah.
USA Swimming News, not up to date. Oh, okay. So no mixed able-bodied and multi-class relay.
Oh.
But we're going straight to the men's 200 IM mystery. So Trenton Julian for the US, which is not a surprise. Seabom Lee for Australia. He's got a strong medley. We don't have a score right now on the screen, so I'm curious to see if the update will be correct or not. Shane Casas is right back out for the mystery IM. Oh, the
and he was
scoring is
going
correct.
for it.
He's going for it in the 50 backstroke skins. Brendan Smith, who's going to be strong for Australia. So 112 to 108 is the scoring update. So that is 15 points for the US and 6 for Australia. So we've got the scoring down on that one. Chase Kalish out there for the US. So Australia. Oh, wow. So everyone has a different order. Did not realize that one.
Oh, wow! I didn't either.
So I'm not
I
even
thought they
going
would
to
all be
try
the same.
to tell you each one's different orders. But we've got Trenton Julian, Shane Casas, Chase Kalish for the US, Seabom Lee, and Brendan Smith for Australia. Everyone has a different order. So this race is going to be completely bananas.
Yeah, that's really, really fun. I like this.
I don't know. 1 year during the Pro Swim Series in the US, they did this as well, where people would draw, you would march out for an IM, and people would draw their order out of a hat, and everyone had a different order. And it was pretty fun to watch as a fan, but this makes it even better because it is a duel in the pool situation. So no one starts with breaststroke, which I find interesting. Everyone's kind of has another stroke that they can go out fairly fast in, which I think is good strategy by the planning. So Shane Casas is the early leader because he started with freestyle. He did a flip turn into butterfly. Not leading by that much. He did a flip turn into butterfly, which I find interesting. So he's going to have to be super conservative, though, because he has back and breast on the last 2 legs.
Yeah, it would be rough to finish with butterfly. I think that might be the worst option here.
Yeah.
Which is what Trenton Julian will be doing. But Trenton Julian is pretty strong in butterfly, so Maybe
He is
he won't be the worst.
strong in butterfly. So Sebom Lee is making a huge push forward, but he's also finishing with breaststroke. Shane Casas is in third on his breaststroke leg now. Chase Kalish is out there in second, almost catching Sebom Lee, and he's on freestyle. So
What's
Sebom
Kalish's
Lee
last stroke?
and Kalish are both finishing with breaststroke.
That makes sense.
Trenton Julian finishing with butterfly. He's in third. Shane's finishing on backstroke, and he's definitely going to get last. So Sebom Lee is, oh God, he's trying to hang on. And Trenton Julian are both, looks like they're going to pass him the last 50. Ooh, and it's Trenton Julian and Kalish finishing ahead of Sebom Lee. 159.5 for Kalish. 159.5 for Trenton Julian.
Shane Casas. Oh. Wow. I wonder if some people manage there. Based on
I definitely think so. I mean, I think Shane had a bad lineup. If you're finishing with breast and then back, I don't think that's it's not gonna play to your strengths, especially because like he
and
did
also
not
starting
go
with
that
freestyle.
Fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, having breaststroke last is a hard one. I mean, I know Chase did end up getting first almost, or sorry, he got second. He almost got first, but having breaststroke last is not great. But yeah, Trenton Julian and Chase Kalish finished with 7 points total for Australia. Sebom Lee, Brendan Smith finish third and fourth for Australia. And that will pull that makes them even. We're tied at 116. No, one.
Wow. That's exciting. What are we, like 15 events in and it's a tie?
Something like that.
So I wonder if they're scrapping the mixed class able body relay or if they're going to do it, because it was only 2 events or 3 events after the mixed class 100 freestyle. So I'm wondering if maybe they realized that that was kind of, they could have made that turnaround a bit longer, or maybe they're just not doing it. That was event 15 that they skipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they said it on the stream.
Yeah, so it doesn't appear that we're having that mixed multi-class able-bodied relay. Don't know why, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's in the program. We are tied at 115. Whew. And now we're moving on to the women's 100-meter backstroke.
I have a strong feeling that Australia might win this one.
Yeah, so again,
or
we're kind of seeing
place first.
So we're kind of seeing what we had talked about on the breakdown this week and what we expected, which is, the U.S. women are getting dominated, or the Australian women are having a really strong showing, and the U.S. men are having a really strong showing, and so that's kind of evening out, where 2/3 of the way through the program we're tied at 115. And if we look kind of ahead a little bit, we see the women's 100 backstroke, which Australia heavily favored in, and then the men's 50 free skins, US heavily favored in. And so it's a good battle. This is exciting to watch. And yeah, I think in this one, Amy Fulmer is coming in swimming her 3rd or 4th event of the day. As well as Beta Nelson. And then we've got Kaylee McEwen and Molly O'Callahan for Australia. So a smaller field, but yeah, Australia definitely has the advantage here.
So there's only 4 of them. We haven't seen Shayna Jack race yet. Not that she'd be in the backstroke event, but that is something that I've noticed there's been 3 or 4 freestyle events. And
yeah, I'm not
she needs
too sure. I mean, obviously she looks fine Commonwealth Games with the hand injury, but maybe she decided to tend to the hand injury. Not sure, but yeah. So I would think that this might be a good time for Australia to use their and they will use their flag frenzy.
Nice.
And which makes a lot of sense. The US have already used theirs. You know, again, Australia heavily favored in this event. They're 1-2 right now, so it would make sense that they would use their flag frenzy here.
So is the flag frenzy will that double the winner's points, or will it double all of the Kaylee and
double?
Molly's
Let me double check, but I'm fairly certain it doubles the winner's points. Flag frenzy, as a reminder, can be played in any 100-meter events to gain double points. Each team can play 1 flag frenzy per day. It must be thrown prior to the first swimmer hitting the 50-meter turn. Whoever wins an event with a flag frenzy will earn double points, regardless of which team throws the flag.
The 58 from Kaylee. Pretty good.
58.7 for McEwen, 59.2 for Molly. So that's 11 points for Australia, only 3 points for the US. So Australia once again goes up by 8 points.
Wow.
Yeah, that's quick.
Yeah. What else did she race? Oh, she raced the medley relay, Kaylee. She was faster here. She was a 59 on the medley relay, and then got down to a 58.
All right, the scores.
Oh, they're changing a lot. 124, 118.
8-3. No, that's not right, is it? They should be at 126, not 124.
Well, because they were at 115 before, weren't they?
They were 115, and they just earned 11 points. So they should be at 126, but they're at 124.
Yeah. But Australia, but the US is correct. They should be at 118.
Yeah. Yeah, they were at 115, and they earned 3 points.
Interesting. $100-meter backstroke.
Kaylee McEwen says she's feeling not that great. Still went 58.7.
Yeah. What did she go? What was her fastest time this summer? Did she hit in, or was she a 58 low? I don't remember.
I don't think she hit a 57.
No.
Let's see.
Has anyone hit a 57 since her world record? I think Reagan did once, maybe, and then at the Olympics.
Kaylee McEwen won Commonwealths in 58.6.
58.6.
All right, so now we've got the men's skins and the 50 free.
And this feels like the US has the advantage here.
Absolutely. Tom Nowakowski for Team Australia. Don't know who that is, but hopefully a newcomer who's going to get some valuable experience. David Curtis, as expected. I really hope they change that score because it's 124 to 118 right now, but it should be 126, 118.
Yeah.
Anyway. Kai
David
Edwards.
Curtis. Oh, sorry.
Ben, try refreshing your feed to see if it's to see if that helps jump it up a little bit. So Ryan Held back in the 50 free skins. Ooh, Cody Simpson.
Love to see it. Oh,
for Australia.
Cody.
And then Grant House, who took second in the 100 freestyle, is back once again.
Okay, it's refreshing now. Hopefully I'm live. I'm seeing Cody Simpson doing some arm circles.
Yeah. So I think we're about the same now. You see Edwards' cap?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So I think the US has a strong chance to go 1-2 here. We could go 1-2-3 as we did in the men's backstroke skins as well. So we shall see. But again, potentially a big opportunity for points for the US men here. But really excited to see how Cody Simpson does in a 50 freestyle. Oh my gosh. One of the Australians was not good off the start.
I think Edwards.
That was, yeah, he was, that was rough. Yeah. Yeah, 2 Americans are through. I'm wondering if,
I think Cody and Edwards.
Yeah, Cody and Kai are eliminated. They've got a minute left. But yeah, Nowakowski, good for him.
I think he was at the Commonwealth Games, Nowakowski.
Gotcha. Wait, Kai Edwards is the who was the open water swimmer, right?
No, I think that there was a different Edwards.
I don't think so.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, no, it is Kai Edwards, open water. Oh wow.
So yeah, so he's definitely not a sprinter. So Australia just used him to get that point, that 1 point that we now know you get 4 skins. And that's why he was so far back.
It feels like they could have thrown someone else in.
It does,
maybe
but
exactly.
Yeah, as one of the commenters saying, putting the Aussie Tokyo 10K Olympian in the 50 free skins is rough. I would agree with that assessment.
I don't know.
So yeah, once again, 3 US guys in the top 4.
I mean, they haven't used Matt Temple once, have they?
Matt Temple has swam at least twice today. He swam the 100 fly and the 100 free.
Oh, okay. I completely missed that.
Yeah.
But probably could have done at least 250 freestyles if he really needed to.
Yeah, it does seem like someone else at least would have given him a better chance, but maybe Australia was just hoping to get 2 in the top 4 and didn't really worry about that 3rd spot. And so they were just like, hey man, you want to swim a 50?
Yeah, that's true.
He can certainly handle the meters, I'm guessing. But we'll see if US can get the top 2 and once again sweep the skins for 1, 2, 3 positions.
Feeling good about Held here.
Yeah, Held seems to be in good form.
Yeah.
And he is in the lead, but behind him, it's a good race for second there. Nowakowski could get in there. Curtis looking good though. Grant, I can't tell. I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3 America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nowakowski gets 4th, and US is 1, 2, 3 again. Held in 22.9.
Now I wonder if they're gonna throw the last round again, if they're gonna go for it.
Well,
They
let's
might
see
have-
what we've got coming up.
Well, we have the mixed 4x50 relay, so I feel like House or Held will be on that, so it might make sense to throw it.
Yeah, I would.
This is
think
the relay coming
there's
up where
a
they have to pick the team before they find out if it's freestyle or medley. So
right.
either way, they're going to have to throw their strongest 50 freestyler on it.
Yeah. So Held is also really versatile. Like he can do a really good 50 fly or 50 backstroke. So
Right.
I would think Held would be it, and I think we can expect to see a pretty chill 50 free skins final here once again. So there's
So
Herbie
this might-
Bame, who's on staff, who is also the coach of Grant House and Ryan Held. He's given him a little advice, as well as Dave Salo.
Nice. And that advice just might be take this 50 pretty easy.
Guys, do not exert effort here.
Something that I've always been surprised about maybe in the ISL is that I don't think we've ever seen when they get to the final round and it's two people on the same team. I think we've always seen them go all out. But I'm wondering, maybe that's because the skins is always the last event of the meet. And I guess that makes sense. You know, if they threw a skins in the middle of the meet of an ISL meet, then maybe we'd see more of the throwing the last 50. But I guess it makes sense that we've never seen ISL.
Yeah, and I think in the ISL, like you said, it's not only at the end of the session, but it's at the end of the meet, and so it is the premier event of ISL. They center the whole thing around it. It's triple points, and it also affects how much money you make.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, so they're racing for money there, and as expected, Ryan Held and Grant House both start, and then they're taking it pretty easy. Although they are kind of racing. Grant House was ahead. Held is now kind of pulled even, so they're relaxing. I think Ryan Held kind of wants to win a little bit, but Grant House is going to take the W on this one. 29.
Nice.
Oh, no, he's not. Ryan Held touches him out 29.91
by 1/100.
29.92.
Wow.
So
I don't know. I get it. I get this, and I would use that strategy, but it just feels a little anticlimactic to watch that happen at the end of a race.
I'm fine with it. I think they might.
Yeah.
It might be good to put skins at the end of the session for that reason, or at least a skins event. But if they're doing skins of every stroke for both genders, then you got to fit them in somewhere. And if a team is dominant, then that's kind of that. So the new scoring update is 130 to 133, US leading by 3 points. So let's do the math there. It was 124, should have been 126 to 118. So US scores 15 by going 1-2-3 again in the skins. So that adds up for the US, and then 3-2-1 for Australia. So yeah, they got the math correct on that one. But again, Australia should have 2 more points than they do. But
which would bring it up to 130 to 132.
Yeah. But US still in the lead by a slim margin.
And next we have the mixed multi-class 3x50 skins. And so for this event, I think that, I mean, my understanding, which might be different now, is that all 8 para swimmers, 4 from each team, will be racing. And they don't all have to do the same stroke. So based on the world record in the 100 stroke of whichever event they choose, we'll see the staggered start again. So I think that this will make for a very interesting race.
Yeah,
because we saw Mackenzie Cohen get the lead and run away with it last time. So
yeah. So first we're seeing Lizzie Smith and Ellie Cole. I know, again, from from training and coaching with Lizzie, her primary stroke is freestyle and butterfly, and so I'm guessing she will do either freestyle or butterfly. But again, this should be pretty interesting in terms of different genders, different strokes. I'm actually pretty excited to see this. I hope they do things like this in the future.
Yeah, I like it. Someone's asking if Ledecky ever did a duel in the pool. I don't know the answer to that. Do you know, Coleman?
Yes.
2015.
She did in 2013 in Glasgow. She was sick and she lost the 400 free, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Katie Ledecky has done a duel in the pool. I don't think share in 2015, which was in Indianapolis, and it was the US versus Europe. But she definitely was in Glasgow in 2013.
I wonder if Europe will try to get back in on the duel in the pool action at some point.
Well, I think that originally it was spearheaded by the US. Like we had a lot of duels with Australia, and then at some point it turned to like the European All-Stars from Australia. And
Right.
then any news on Dressel, please? We do not have any news on Dressel. Sorry, Yuri.
And a duel in the pool live stream
No.
probably won't be where we break that news. That's just my
Duel in the
theory.
Pool live stream will not be the platform we break news on Caleb Dressel. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect here, but I hope we see a lot of different strokes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really enjoying seeing different strokes be raced at the same time. That's definitely one thing that we've never seen, and it's kind of fun. See a breaststroker race a backstroker.
Agreed. So yeah, there were 3 iterations of Duel in the Pool, 2003, 5, and 7, that were US versus Australia. And then there were 4, 9, 11, 13, 15, that were US versus Europe. And then this one now, 2022, that's US versus Australia again.
Okay, we have 2 backstrokers, Cole and Smith, I think. Or perhaps Levy and Cohen. I don't know what side.
I think that's Hill, Jamal Hill, and Ellie Cole. Oh, wow. So they're like, yeah, there are a lot of different start times. So there's a breaststroker, there's backstrokers, there's butterflyers, there's freestylers. A lot of different, the breaststroker is just way ahead. Oh, they did update the score. It's 132 to 133 now.
Nice. They are listening. Or maybe
Okay,
other people are making the same realizations.
So 2 of the Americans were eliminated. Okay, so is this 3 rounds?
It is 3 rounds.
3 rounds, or that's what I'm seeing at least.
Yeah. And I thought originally that there would be 3 people that get eliminated here. Originally it said it would be 8, 5, 3.
8, 5, 3.
Okay, yeah. Now it's saying that 3 people have been eliminated.
Okay, so
2 Americans and an Aussie.
Okay. So 8, 5, 3.
Also, we got an update about that relay that it'll be happening tomorrow instead of today. It's the mixed class able body mixed relay.
That's cool. Because I'm excited to see that as well.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
Well, I'm just mostly excited that they updated the score, so now it is within 1 point.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're scoring this 8-1, or if it's still. I mean, it'd be weird if it was 6-1 because the 6th place just got eliminated. But
the original scoring again from that USA Swimming Instagram post was 5-3-2-0-0-0-0-0. Only people in the last round scored, but they might have changed that.
3-2. Yeah, I'm guessing it might be different, but
yeah, if they changed the other skins, then it would make sense. Instead of 5 people getting 0 points.
Yeah. So we've got Korn, McConnell, Smith, Martin, and Livy. So 2 Americans, 3 Australians.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're going to change the breaststroke start time because breaststroker was way ahead.
Yeah, and so that's happened twice now. The breaststroke's been way ahead because that was the same thing on the 100 stroke.
Mm-hmm. Yes, hopefully. They're getting quite a bit of rest, which I'm not knocking, just noting. But they definitely have more rest. It doesn't seem like there's a set period of rest like the able-bodied skins.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're on the blocks. So the breaststroker again gets a hefty lead, like 6 seconds, and 10, sometimes even 13 seconds ahead of, I guess, a male 50 butterfly or not even freestyle. So yeah, that just seems like way too much of a head start, but I guess we'll see how the rest of these go.
Oh, butterfly is kind of closing in. I think that's Martin, but won't have enough.
So that was
does have
much
enough.
Closer.
Yeah, 139 in a bunch. That was really close.
Wow. So US got 1 and 2 in that?
Yeah. 2 Americans and Martin will move on to the final round.
Wow, that was not expected. So the breaststroker did get eliminated.
Yeah. I wonder if they adjusted it. It doesn't seem like they adjusted it because the breaststroker still did have a significant lead.
Yeah, he had a huge lead. Again, like 13 seconds over Martin, who was the male butterflyer, but Martin still touched him out at the very end. Okay, that was really impressive to me. I think they got that one right. So we got 3 left. Yeah, 2 Americans, Cohen and Smith, and Martin, the male butterflyer. Way to race, y'all. This bodes well for the US.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see what scoring they're going to use for this.
Agreed.
Because it would be a shame to swim 2 rounds of this and then not score any points.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
I'm going to check USA Instagram and see if they've updated that post. That outlined all of the scoring for each of them. The A on the Cohen looks a lot like an R, so I keep thinking
I know, I thought it was corn. And then I was like, oh no, it's Mackenzie Cohen. obviously. All right. So yeah, we're still on a little bit of a break, but we're about to start this third 50 for the multi-class skins. All right, they're stepping up to the blocks. Oh, I'm really excited for this race. This is going to be a good one.
All right, Cohen is in.
Oh, and
Smith
they're
is
allowed
in.
to do flyover starts too. That's pretty interesting. All right, so Cohen and Smith are both freestyle. Martin doing butterfly. Martin looks like he's definitely gonna get the win here.
Yeah, he's looking strong.
Yeah, so he's definitely got the win here. I think Smith might get in there for second. Yeah, and Cohen will get third.
So Australia wins. All right, we'll see how many points that's worth, I guess, when they throw it out on the screen.
Yeah, so big win for Australia there, but good 2-3 finish for the U.S. that might help us maintain our lead. So it was Australia 1-4-5-6. Oh, so it's 5-3-2-1-0-0-0-0. So Australia gets 6 points, US gets 5, so we should be tied at 137.
Yeah. Wow.
Or no,
a lot
I'm
of
sorry,
ties.
138. 138.
138.
Should be tied at 138.
Right.
Nice. I wish they would have scored more though. Like why are the able-bodied skins 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and those were only 5, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, and yeah, so they added for a fourth place point there.
Yeah, 5, 3,
but
2.
Didn't add anything else.
Okay, so they updated the scores 137, 138. I'm pretty sure it should be 138, 138 if they're going by the score that they just showed.
Yeah, because Australia had 132 and got 5 and got 1. Which is 6.
Which
so
is 6.
is correct based on the old scores before they added fourth place getting 1 point. So it's maybe they didn't add that extra point for fourth place that they showed on the screen, but it's not reflected in the points.
So great race. I really enjoyed that. So we've got 2 events left. The women's traditional 50 freestyle. And then we end with the mixed 4x50 random relay.
Random relay.
So I'm excited for this event just because we've got a lot of the competitors we saw earlier in the meet, Laney Pallister and Leah Neal. I'm pretty surprised that Australia is not putting Maddie Wilson in this event. But then we've got Justina Kozan, Bella Sims, and Mallory Comerford. Interesting. She's swam a lot of races today. And the 200 freestyle is not something I would have expected her to do individually, but I guess we'll see how that goes.
And I almost would have expected her more in the mixed 4x50 relay, more than the 200.
I mean, I think we've got, I guess we'll see. I think the real trick for the mixed 50 is going to be like, how do you figure out your breaststroke? So like, I think we have a distinct advantage of that just because the US has a Michael Andrew who can do freestyle and breaststroke, whereas I don't know if Australia has anyone who's that versatile that can. Oh yeah, no Molly O'Callaghan for Australia either. That's really interesting.
Yeah. And maybe
Because
Molly
they could've-
O'Callaghan is the most versatile on the Australian team, so they're saving her for the 4x50.
Yeah, that's possible. But I mean, they could have cleaned up if they had Molly and Maddie on this relay,
Yeah.
because they could have put like Emma and I don't know, someone else probably who's still really good. But interesting. Australia, I'm not quite sure I understand your tactics here.
Just wait. Lanny Pallister, she's gonna do something special here.
We'll see.
I actually think Bella Sims probably will have this.
And we have an open lane too.
Mm.
So Bella Sims is out first, 27-4.
It's pretty solid opening.
Ooh, we have a no-no here. You're not supposed to have an open lane with open water on both sides. Come on, guys. How did we not see this? But also, Justina Kozan's in fifth, so I don't think it'll matter too much. But I think this is what I expected at least. I expected Bella Sims to win and Australia to go 2-3. That is the current standings right now. Bella Sims in first, 57-2, and then Neil and Pallister are about half a second behind her. We're stuck on this underwater cam, even though we are not seeing the race. We're just seeing an underwater shot.
This is interpretive art.
Yeah. All right. We're back to the bird's eye view. Bella Sims still holding that lead. She's half a second ahead of Lanny Pallister, who's half a second ahead of Leah Neal. Kozan and Comerford are definitely out of it for the race. All right, now we're seeing Pallister make a big push on that last 50 to try to catch Bella. Bella's trying to hang on. Oh, it seems like she might.
I think that's going to be Bella.
Ooh. Oh, it's Bella.
Wow, that was close. That was a good race.
Oh, 57-7
That's solid.
Yeah.
For a duel in the pool.
For duel in the pool, that's really solid. I mean, that's close to her best flat start time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. She's been a 156, I think that's her. 156 something. Maybe.
I don't know if she has been 156 flat start. She's been 55 and 54 from a swing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, her best time is the 157.53, apparently.
Yeah.
That's nice. That might be the first best time we've seen. Probably not.
Well, that's not a best time, right?
Yeah, no.
She went 57-7.
Right.
But
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I thought she was
pretty close to it. 57.5. That's a really great swim, especially after swimming that broken 400 at the beginning of the session, but going 158 at the start of that broken 400.
And I think swimming an open water race, right?
She was in the open water relay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Chang says crazy Sims can swim a 200 all the way up to a 10K open water. It's crazy.
That is really true.
All right, so now the score is saying 142 to 143, which I guess if we go by the traditional scoring, it's 5 and so each team scored 5 and 5 points in that one. So that math is correct, but again, Australia should have one more to bring it up to 143.
Which would be crazy to have a tie heading into the last event of day 2.
It would be pretty crazy. But I mean, either way, this meet is going super close, and one of the most exciting events for last. Got a mixed 4x50 random relay.
And this event is 2 points between first and second, so we could have a 1 point difference after this day, after this event, or a 3 point difference. So either way, it'll be tight.
Yeah. So power plays are available to both teams, but haven't. I guess the U.S. hasn't.
I don't think. Something weird happening with the audio. Here, like buzzing.
Oh, I think that's on my end. Sorry about that. 1 sec. My AirPods ran out of power.
Oh.
All right. Is that better?
Hear you, but it's like a buzzing. Maybe it's my headphones.
All right. So both teams have definitely used double dips on the skins events. Both teams have definitely used their flag frenzies in the hundreds. Power play, Australia definitely used their power play, but the U.S. has not used our power play yet because there has not been a relay. Then I can't.
They know.
Can you speak up? Alright, so yeah, if the US still has their power play left, which I'm guessing they're going to use here. So it's going to be medley. It's going to be Justin Rest versus Molly O'Callahan on backstroke. Matthew Temple is on Australia's relay. Gabby Alviero is on US's relay. And we're only seeing the start ended, so we don't know who else we're going to see from the other end. I'm guessing Michael Andrew is on the US's relay. I'm guessing a female might be the breaststroker for Australia, but we'll see. So we might see a different gender for each leg, which might not bode well for the U.S.
All right, Rest. Okay. My money's on Rest.
That's safe money. Alright, so Justin Rest and Molly O'Callahan are in the water for backstroke right now. It is a power play for the U.S., so we're really banking on winning this relay.
It looks
Alright, and it is Michael Andrew. Zach Stubblety-Cook, I don't know who's in for Australia, but this bodes well for the U.S. regardless. So it's Grayson Bell for Australia. Michael Andrew is doing his job. He's going real fast. We have a sizable lead on Australia now, which we will need Gabby Alviero's jumping in the water on fly.
And it'll be Matt Temple on fly for Australia.
Yep, and so we have a 4-second lead over Australia right now. So hopefully Gabby can hold that lead. I don't think he's going to outsplit her by 4 seconds. Certainly he's going to catch her, but
yeah.
Under the flags, we've still got a body length lead. Oh God, Emma McKeon is in the water for Australia. All right, so I think they said it's Linnea Mack
Yeah.
anchoring, and it's Emma McKeon for Australia. Come on,
And
Linnea Mack.
is
You can
holding
do
that
this.
lead.
She is holding the lead, and I think it will be the U.S. Wow.
Power play victory. That's 16 points for the U.S. That's going to be a sizable lead now. 10 points. 11-point lead.
Yeah.
It should be.
Wow. Yeah, so the U.S. will have it. I guess they're supposed to have a 10-point lead. They might have an 11-point lead. Again, Australia should have one more point than they do now. And maybe they'll change it heading into the second day. But regardless, that's 16 points for the U.S. and 6 points for Australia.
Is Grayson Bell a breaststroke? I feel like Grayson Bell is a freestyler. And he just did
I'm not sure. Maybe he's a sprinter. Just sprinter, period. So yeah, updated score is 159 to 148. I think that should be 149, but maybe it should be a lot of different things. We know that they got the math right by the second half of the meet, but the first half of the meet it was a little wonky. So that's day one of Duel in the Pool. 148 to 159. U.S. in the lead by 11 points, according to the official tracker. Michael Andrew talking to
go.
20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go. Michael Andrew doing his poolside interview with Libby Trickett. He's got a good-looking mustache. We all know at this point that the mustache equals top speed.
Sachik was world record.
Mustache, which I guess they just broke the 4x50 mixed medley, mystery mixed medley world record. So good for them. All right. That's day one of Duel in the Pool. Thanks for sticking it out with us if you did. Thanks for joining in this live stream if you did. And tune in tomorrow for, I guess this was day two, technically, of Duel in the Pool. Tune in tomorrow for the final day, day three of the 2022 Duel in the Pool from Sydney, Australia. That's all from us.